Hey guys, Jeb here with Earth and Turf. Today we're going to be looking at straightening out a belt that is running crooked. This is a Model 65 PT just out here in some storage. This was used for some photos and videos, and the V guide that's supposed to be in the slot right next to where it is actually ridden up on the roller there. That lump that you have, and you can even see it tracks all the way down through the spreader. It's hard to see on video here, and then in the back you can definitely see it really bad. So we need to get that straightened out. You can see right here that it's rubbing against, the belt is actually rubbing against the side. And then on this side, you've got plenty of room. So it needs to be just straightened out so that the V pops back into proper position. This would be a similar process for each of the models. What we're going to do is, because this side right here is the one that it's walking towards, that means that there's too little space right here. We need to stretch it out like so by moving this roller in the back backwards. So pretty simple process. I'm going to mount you as the camera into a tripod here. That way I can work with my hands. We're going to be using two specific tools, which for this machine is going to be a 3/4 inch wrench as well as a 1/2 inch wrench. So very simple, very easy. I'm going to take this 1/2 inch. You could use an impact or anything like that too, but I didn't see the need. And I'm going to break these loose. Be careful when hitting wrenches and stuff like that, because you could easily slice your hand here. So notice I'm just going to be pretty careful there. I don't have as many calluses as some people who work a lot harder than I do. Alright, so I'm going to break these loose, like so. Alright, now that they're loose, they just need to be a little bit on the loose side, nothing crazy. Over here, you can see, so you've got a bolt, you've got a lock nut right here, that holds the bolt in position. And then you've got the extension of the bolt, and of course this nut down here. I'm going to take the 3/4 inch wrench. We're going to make sure that the lock nut is snug, so right there, I'm going to make sure. And then I'm going to take this one and thread it so that it threads the bolt this way. In other words, I'm tightening, quote unquote, this nut right here. That's going to push this back roller away from this front roller. That's going to space out this bearing and the whole roller in the back. That way you've got more space on this side. That's what we're going for to straighten out this belt. So I'm going to go 1, 2, and it was pretty far off, so I'm going to go pretty far here. I do recommend being thoughtful and careful. If you notice that these two are turning, like this one turned a little bit, you may have to get another wrench just to hold this side, but I think I can get by here like so. And I think that was 5 or 6 turns right there. I'm not going to turn it too crazy, just because I want to be sure that I don't go too far. As I come in, we're going to engage the spreader with that little pin right there, just the way that this model works, and then I'm going to stretch it out, and we're going to pull it. Literally, I've got it hitched up here. We're going to pull it forward and see if we can't watch the belt kind of correct itself back into proper position. So give me a moment here. Okay. And let's see what's going to happen as I move forward. In this model, you can actually go backwards. The belt will go backwards. Obviously, be thoughtful when you're doing so. Don't have material in it. That's not what you want. Hear the lacing moving. And we're going to see, I can still see the lump, so I'm guessing I didn't go far enough. Alright. Coming around. Definitely still got that lump back there, so what I'm going to do is crank this a little bit more. We're going to space it a little bit further. And these, again, do have to be somewhat loose. That way it's actually able to move, so I'm just going to make sure, even though you saw me loosen all 4 of them, I'm just going to make sure that I'm not fighting myself there. Some of this is going to be trial and error. I'll go a little bit tighter here. Alright, so I've moved several threads there, maybe 3 total threads, something like that, since the start. I'm going to leave these relatively loose. I don't want them so loose that, you know, they're going to fall off, but I'll leave them somewhat loose while I pull forward. and we'll see what kind of result that gives to us here. So, back on. Take a look at it and see. Probably noticed I'm just using another top dresser to move it back and forth. That V is still not popped in, so we've still got a lot of spacing on this side. Come over, we've got more spacing again on this side, so that's good. Probably just needs to go a little bit further. Come back around, and let's do 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. That should be far enough. Now, you may have to keep track of these. It's not like there's a magic number. It really depends on how bad your belt is as far as the walking out of position. So I'm just kind of doing a little bit of trial and error here, as I said earlier. It's not like there's a specific that you have to go for. Let me take it another time here. All right, very good. So that got it a little bit better. I definitely have more spacing on this side now, and even less on this side. So I'm going to make sure that I'm not walking too far to one direction or the other. The ultimate way to do that is just to run the machine, see what's good. It looks like I've walked past this way a little bit further than I wanted to, and it could be that I could adjust myself so far that I've got to readjust the other V-guide. So I want to be sure that I'm centering in the middle, and that is definitely too far. All right, now that we've gone a little bit past the point where we wanted, I'm going to relieve, so I'm going to go the opposite direction here by a few turns. Let's do maybe 4. Okay, and see where that puts everything. Excellent. So right there, still got a little bit of a bump, but it seems to have settled in. The ultimate way to test this is going to be snug this back up and actually drive around a lot just to see exactly where it should be. So if you have a dyno or something where you can actually spin the tire, it's much easier. That's how they actually test them in the shop. I wanted to use a more realistic example for those of you that are trying in the real world. Right at this point, I just need to make sure that this one's good to go. I'm going to make sure, and then I'll take it out, drive it for quite a while, make sure that it's actually where it should be, and we're good to go from there. Thanks for watching. Let us know if you have any questions.